So you're learning West Coast swing, you want to master the sugar push, and you've got some questions. That's what we're going to answer for you today. We're going to talk about the basic footwork, connections, and things that can go wrong for your sugar push in West Coast swing. My name is Brian B.
I'm Miss Megan.
We're going to do this in 3 sections. We're going to do the footwork first for the sugar push. Then we're going to do the connections, and then we're going to talk about some common mistakes. So if you want to jump ahead, you can use the timestamps. Now, if we dance this, we call this the sugar push. You'll also hear it referred to as the push break or just the basic. It's all the same thing, just depends on who you learn it from. If we count this with our footwork, starting with the leaders first, we're going to step back for 2 beats. We're going to walk back for 1. We're going to walk back for 2. We're going to triple step for 3 and step forward for 4. And we're going to triple step underneath for 5 and 6. To be a little bit more specific, not worrying about Miss Megan here, leaders, I'm going to step back with my left foot. I want to step underneath myself. I don't want to step all the way back on the second step. I want the second step to be underneath myself. I'll explain why in a second. From here, I'm going to triple step forward. Triple step forward. Then I'm going to triple in place. We call this an anchor step, triple step. And we're going to start off by tucking that right foot behind the left. Again, I'm going to explain why that's important later. If we count this with numbers, this would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 and 6. I'm going to keep doing that and let Miss Megan talk the followers through their footwork.
All right, followers, we are starting with our right foot and we have 2 walks forward. So we have forward, forward. We are going to put our feet together for together, together, and then we have to step back, and then we have that anchor step where we go triple step. Same thing, we're tucking that foot behind our other foot. So if we did that again with numbers, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 and 6.
So still talking about footwork, let's talk about, and I'm going to hold Megan's hand, we're going to get into connections in a second, why this footwork's important. On my first 2 steps, leaders, I don't want to take 2 big steps back. Why? Because Megan, I'm going to have to stop her on count 2. If I take 2 steps back, I'm going to ruin that. So I want to take a step back and then together, which lets Megan close to me. We're going to talk about connection in a second. Second 2 beats, 3 and 4, as I when I step forward, I don't want a honking big step because Megan has to connect on the other end. So my 3 and 4, starting from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, and on 4, I take a small step forward so she can take a normal step back. Now here's the common beginner mistake that we can fix right here. Tuck this right foot behind the left with a triple step. We call that an anchor step because an anchor stays in place. Whole thing looks like this. 1 together, 2, 3 small step and anchor in place. If we count it, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Now the followers have equally important things to think about.
Yes, so followers, we actually have to close the distance here. So we have 1, 2. Then we're going to have 3, and the leaders are going to take a slightly smaller step. We need to make sure that we can come back away from them for 4, and then tuck this foot for 5 and 6.
So now let's start talking about connections. First things first, we're starting with this hand underneath in what I call a pistol grip. So I'm taking this finger out like it's a toy gun. Megan's going to hook over the top. If there are 2 fingers that you want to connect with as the follower, it's these middle 2 fingers. And if you don't trust me, go ahead and grab that right hand and hook with these 2 fingers. And then try it with your pinky finger, see what that feels like. Try it with your index finger, see what that feels like. And you'll find that the middle 2 fingers are going to work best. Now, leaders, I'm going to, ESPN 360 cam, I like to hold this hand out low, about hip height. And Megan's going to come in with her punching knuckles. That's the best way, her punching knuckles.
Kind of. No fingers in.
Yep, that way, if I were to later want to grab that hand, I can hook onto it. So let's try it this way. So the first 2 beats, leaders, I don't want to go back too far. 1, 2. Megan connects to me in a forward connection. This is why this is tricky, because we're going to move from this forward connection as we dance 3, and a small step forward sends Megan back. She's doing it herself. I'm not pushing her. She runs to the end of that connection, and then we triple step in place. So I think of this in 2 beat increments. My job on the first 2 beats is to move small to catch her. 3, and my job on the second 2 beats, 3 and 4, is a small step. I'm not pushing my arm, and then we anchor in place or triple in place. Now from the followers, they've got to think about some things. What are your jobs, Miss Megan?
We have to move a lot. Not really, but so we have 1, 2.
But what's going on there? What's going on there? You're moving your behind to get to me.
I am moving a lot to get to my partner. So on 1, 2, we want to close the distance. So we have 1, 2 to get to this connection where we are being stopped. From here, we are going to stay here for 3 and as long as your partner wants you to stay here. You don't move on your own. So the leader is going to move forward. That initiates you backward into this connection here. And then on your anchor, triple step, we're going to stay connected.
So to practice this, there's 2 basic connections. You can stand here with your partner in an away connection and then just lean towards. And you should be able to feel the change in those connections without there being something violent. And we're kind of rocking back and forth. When you dance, you're not going to rock back and forth, but so you can see it. If we did this a little less obvious to the camera, our forward and back connection, we'd still be upright. So you want to maintain that. You can even practice this in 2 hands. Maintain that same feeling where Megan is moving very proactively. And we're going to get into the common problems. Let's do that next. Common problems for leaders and followers. Let's talk leaders first. Leaders, I'm going to stand back on this side. We have a couple of tendencies on 1, 2. Number 1, we take too big of steps. What's the problem? Megan can't close to me. So that leads us to do problem number 2. If I take too big of steps and Megan can't close to me, as the leader, I go, Megan, it's your fault. You need to close to me. So I fix it with problem number 2. This is not fixing it. I pull her, right? So now I've made 2 mistakes. So leaders, if you take small steps, notice I don't have to pull at all with that arm. Why? Well, because I'm taking steps backwards, and Megan knows she has to take steps forwards. So my job is to be small on 1, 2 to catch her. 2, 3, and. Problem number, let's say 3 for the leaders, she needs to go back. This is what we do as leaders. We push her back. And you see what my coach called sawing the log, where these arms, she said, Brian, you saw the log, right? True story. So that meant I sawed the log back, and I sawed the log forward. And you'll see this in beginner classes, this left arm of the leaders pushing and shoving. And it sort of works, but it kind of stinks at the same time.
It's also a lot of work for me.
So leaders, leave this arm still. Let her move close to you. Send her back away. Problem number 4, everyone makes this in the beginning. It's not anchoring in place. I want that right foot. For now, the right foot is going to be tucked behind the left. There's variations that advanced dancers make, but right now the right foot's tucked behind the left. Why? Because that builds us into our away connection, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. As we get rolling into this, this lets us stretch away to create that stretch that everyone sees on the cool West Coast Swing video. So leaders, those are your mistakes. Miss Megan?
Followers, starting with the 2 walks. Sometimes you do not walk big enough. You don't close the distance. And so that gets to where we kind of, our second problem is we stop ourselves and go back. All right? So you want to make sure that you close the distance. 1, 2. This is the really hard part for followers, is staying connected towards your partner. I kind of describe this as trying to do a plank, all right? Plank against a wall and stay there until you get led backwards. The other thing is not connecting back on count 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We want to make sure that that connects back away from this hand. And then 5 and 6, sometimes we just stay a little too close to our partner instead of actually connecting back.
And we can all wreck this if we go 5 and 6. Notice I didn't stay back in my anchor step, and my connection gets wrecked, and so I fix it by pulling. Now I'm pulling on my partner. So let's cover one final thing that happens for all of us. What if your follower doesn't do that? And followers, what if your leader doesn't do that? Pretend.
Do it yourself.
Here's what I mean. We're going to dance without touching. We're going to just touching. No actual connections. But you're going to see, I'm going to pretend that I'm dancing and stretching away, and I'm dancing myself. And you can see it almost looks like we're connected. So you want to do all of the right things and try not to fix your partner. To make this a little bit more advanced, when I'm dancing with someone socially or in a class, I'm identifying, is Megan moving forward? Great. Is she connecting? Is she moving away? Is she anchoring away? So that way I can understand when it's my fault and when it's not. Now that covers the sugar push for West Coast Swing. What about the side passes and the whips? There's 3 basics to West Coast Swing. I know that in class we teach 5, 6, 7, 8 basics, but there's 3 buckets. The first bucket is anything push related, anything sugar push, right? This could even be a sugar tuck, right? That's a basic pattern, but it's still a push. The second bucket are going to be side passes, either your left side pass or your right side pass. And then the third bucket of patterns is going to be your 8-count whips. And we've got a playlist with a video to walk you through the basics for both of those right here. If you're new to West Coast Swing, you probably want to get our West Coast Swing e-book. We created this here, 200 free tips and tricks to help you level up, develop confidence and competence to look great on the dance floor. You can download it here free. See you guys on the dance floor soon.